Before we dive into this month's video, I just want to thank everyone for your outpouring of support on my community tab. For those of you who aren't aware, our beloved cat Benny actually had a medical emergency right after I finished moving and doing a lot of painting, and we've really just been taking things one day at a time. I have also been so grateful to be so busy with so many amazing clients. And I appreciate all of your patience and understanding with these videos coming out a little bit later than usual. For those of you who feel so called to work together, you can find links in the description of this video for personal readings, distance Reiki sessions, as well as donations, because let's be real, those vet bills are pretty high and any support is greatly appreciated there. You can also just support this channel by hitting like, subscribe, and the bell notification. It means more than you could possibly know, and that way you are always up to date with what's in the cards for you. Hey Cancer, this is Michael with your June 2023 reading. As always, I hope that this finds you well. I am starting off just by connecting with your energy, and the first card that I pulled was the Fox card from the Animal Spirit deck. And I love to see this card. There's so much magic, mystique, and wonder with this card. There's a lot of shapeshifter energy I'm getting for you this month, and that just might be a theme. And this could represent a person in your life. There may be someone who is more than meets the eye, or someone who is not as they appear, and maybe you need to be a bit discerning with this person. However, this could also represent a situation in your life, or multiple situations in your life, where there are opportunities that are not as they first appear to be. So really be open. Don't make any assumptions. Don't take things at face value this month, Cancer. And that actually makes a lot of sense because we are in Gemini season. There can be some trickery with this energy, but it is also your astrological 12th house, the area of your chart that rules over the subconscious or dream worlds. And it's very Piscean energy for you. It can be very spiritual. It can be very deep, but also very confusing, very illusory. And that might be why there is this discernment that is required of you this month. Now, you may also be embodying this Fox energy yourself. And it feels like you are very attractive, very magnetic. And I think this makes even more sense as we are getting into the second half of June, as we are entering into your season, Cancer, because there is this kind of charisma, this magnetism, this allure. And it's almost like the less you say, the more someone is interested, or the more other people are interested. And there's actually this potential, interestingly, that I'm getting for you financially as well with the Fox, because it does represent Earth energy. I just want to say it. Some of you could be really foxy. That could be a word that people may describe you as, or may think of you as. I'm actually hearing that, oh, this person's a fox. Cancer's a fox. So that's kind of fun. There might be some flirtatious energy afoot for you. But I really feel like there is this magic that is also helping you find financial abundance here. And there might even be an opportunity to network with someone, or there might be an opportunity that doesn't seem that great at first, but the more you explore it, the more amazing it is. Or maybe there's something that seems too good to be true. But I actually feel like, Cancer, there's something here that's really, really exciting, and you just kind of have to trust in the universe. You have to trust in the unknown. Let's actually pull some tarot cards for you now. I don't want to get too carried away. This was just the first card that came out. What are the messages for Cancer for the month of June? What is going on for Cancer for the month of June? Show us clearly, please. Beautiful. Wow. Yeah, you are very, very intuitive. Very, very intuitive. And I feel like the people watching this might even be psychic yourself. We have the Mother of Cups with the High Priestess. These were the first two cards that came out, along with the Ace of Cups. All of these are very intuitive energies. And, you know, the Mother of Cups actually represents your energy, Cancer. And I love seeing that this is the card that's coming first, because it feels like there's been this really profound reconnection with yourself. That could be something that's really thematic and important this month. And really into next month as well. But it feels like there's already something here. Your intuition has been increasing, and it feels like whatever is happening this month, you already see it coming. You already feel it, especially if this is talking about love or relationships. If you feel like you're picking up vibes from another person, I do think your intuition is correct. I do think you're reading someone, maybe even having kind of a soulful or telepathic connection with someone. I'm actually hearing dreaming of someone. So really pay attention to your dreams and the messages that are coming through there. There may be some sort of spiritual contact that is taking place for you. What are the messages for... Interesting. What are the messages for Cancer? I noticed the Seven of Cups in reverse also showed up in the deck. It was already flipped up. And it feels like this very dreamy energy I was describing. But what's interesting about the Seven of Cups in reverse is that there's a lot of clarity this month. You know, things that have felt very abstract or very, murky are becoming clearer. You're narrowing down options in your life. What else do we have for Cancer? Yeah, there are certain things that you are putting an end to, or certain things that you are deciding are not right for you this month with the Ten of Swords. But this feels like something that you are doing very actively. I don't see this Ten of Swords as something to fear, even though this can be kind of an intense card. It feels like you are ending something. And like, if your mental health has really been struggling as well, I do feel like that is something that you are resolving this month. Some of you have been really anxious or dwelling on something, or maybe like, what I'm actually getting, Cancer, is like, you've been so afraid to let something go, or you've been holding on to something for so long. It feels like June is the month that you are releasing something or finally taking action towards something, and you're realizing it wasn't that hard. You were making it hard on yourself. And you really just needed to trust your intuition. Your guides have been communicating with you. Your higher self has been communicating with you. And it feels like you're getting out of this sort of abstract headspace that's really maybe a bit too spiritual, or I shouldn't say too spiritual, but it's like spiritual bypassing. You know, you could be in a very intellectual state at the start of this month, and now you're coming out of that and taking actions and making changes in your life that are really conducive to your goals and your wishes. Something I'm also getting to, specifically in relation to other people, this might be a romantic connection, but I don't actually feel like it is. I feel like this could be a friend or family member. There is someone in your life, Cancer, who you have kept them around. You've maintained the relationship because of the potential of what it could be, or because of what it once represented to you. But there is this reality check that's happening this month where it's like, nah, this isn't for me. This isn't working. This person and I just aren't connecting the way I thought we were connecting, or the connection has changed. And I really do see that with the Two of Swords. Unfortunately, some of you may just be realizing that you're not going to be on the same page with people. You're not going to be connecting with people. And again, if there has been a decision that you've been delaying in your life, Cancer, or if there's changes that you've been delaying, it feels like you are finally taking action. You're finally changing things. I feel like a really good time to do this would actually be the new moon that we have in Gemini. This is happening on the 17th. This could be a really good time to kind of do your shadow work and look at your self-limiting beliefs. Look at the way that you sabotage and change kind of the way your mind works. Really doing some very deep work on yourself, some very deep healing. We did start off this month with a full moon in Sagittarius as well, which could represent a change in habits and routines. And this feels very aligned with the energy that I'm seeing. It's like you're finally just biting the bullet, and it's not as bad as it seems. And in fact, it brings you a lot of joy and flow and happiness. I'm getting like contentment, and like this almost kind of cheeky sort of energy from you, Cancer, where it's like, you know the good things coming and you're almost playing like hard to get with the universe, where it's like you're manifesting something and you know it's coming. You know something is coming and it feels really, really good. We have the Eight of Swords and the Three of Swords in reverse. This is definitely a love message for some of you. Some of you are really getting unstuck from relationships that have ended. And it feels like you're feeling renewed. Maybe you're getting yourself out there again. Maybe you are spreading your wings. It feels like you've been taking your time, or maybe you're realizing the ways you've kind of held yourself back from connection or love. That's a really important piece to this, especially those of you who are single and looking for a relationship. It feels like you've really been hung up on something or a situation. And I'm actually getting from this group, you were telling yourself that you were over something, that you were over someone, but you weren't actually. It was very intellectual. But something is shifting this month where you are really processing something emotionally. You're doing something somatically to release this stuck energy. Some of you could be pulling cords as well. And I think this could actually really be in conjunction with Pluto going back into Capricorn, helping you release anything from the past, especially people from the past or commitments from the past that are no longer serving you. And this could even be the way that you've related to people, attachment styles, relationship patterns. These are all changing, and it feels like really clearing the space. And if you are in a relationship, maybe you are, sorting through things. You're sorting through issues. You're having conversations that you've been avoiding, and you're realizing, hey, maybe this isn't so bad. Maybe some of you are realizing that this person just isn't for you. How this is really going to play out in your life, Cancer, is going to be very individual, because this is a general reading. But there is something about just going there and releasing things and just doing things, and it's not as hard as you thought it was. And maybe that's this fox energy. Woo! A bunch of cards here. I'm actually going to reshuffle. What do we have for Cancer? Show us clearly. What is coming for Cancer? Five of Swords. Yep, walking away. I do feel like you are walking away from a situation that honestly feels like you've already walked away from it. This is in the reverse. Maybe some of you are hearing from an old person and getting closure that way, but honestly, this could even just be you like writing a letter to that person, not even sending it to them, but just something to resolve something from the past. That is a very loud and clear message. And I'm getting with the fox energy, some of you were dealing with an energy, or a person, I should say, where maybe you thought a person was your soulmate or your twin flame, and this relationship wasn't actually what it appeared to be. And the reason that you stayed in it was because of what you thought it represented or what you thought it could be. And you are now walking away. You're now finally releasing it. And this realization, honestly, isn't that painful because you've already been hurting for this person. That's how I'm receiving this, which is kind of interesting. What else is going on for Cancer? Anything else? Yeah, the Tower. Okay. There is a situation that, again, was very destructive, very dramatic. I feel like there was a person who came into your life that made you recognize patterns that weren't working for you, and you thought you resolved them, but this person kind of came in as a reality check. If this isn't romantic, this could be involving a family member or a friend. But it feels like in general there are patterns in relationships that are changing. I am also getting for some of you that this could represent a career or a job. Maybe you stayed in a job because of what you thought it represent or hoped it would change into. You know, you kind of kept being baited to continue or stay in the situation you are in, and you're now walking away. And maybe this is even happening because something is kind of falling apart, and there is something that is kind of unavoidably ending. I just have to say that, Cancer. And I mean, everyone has free will. Like, if you want to hold on, feel free. But I would really advise you to just be very open. Because the Tower represents this sort of inevitable end or change. Something that was built on false foundations. Just a nice light reading for you, Cancer. My goodness. You know, I'm saying all of this, though, and energetically it doesn't feel heavy. Even though these themes are definitely not, like, light themes, I feel like you've already done a lot of work, Cancer. You already kind of see this coming. You see these endings coming. You see these changes coming, and you're not scared of it. Or if you are afraid of it, it's like you finally move forward, and again, it's like, oh, it really wasn't that bad. Why was I dreading this? Why was I fearing going here? And we have change. We have the Two of Pentacles. It really does feel like, Cancer, there is this change happening in your life. There could be a move, there could be a new job, there could just be different things that you are shuffling, but it feels very transformative. It feels very much like the energy is moving, where before with the Eight of Swords, it felt like you were very stuck. You're finding a lot of freedom. And, you know, Gemini energy really is about doing multiple things. It's kind of a wide net, so to speak. And so maybe you're entertaining multiple possibilities or just doing a lot of things, being active in different ways. Although this is still a very introspective period for you, I do feel like in the future, maybe the end of this month or in July, there are some changes that you're finally making. There's some adjustments that are happening. There's a balance that is taking place. And I'm getting new cycles with this as well. Tell me more about these changes, because I do feel like... Oops. I keep saying, like, there's a lot of different things happening at once, and I keep getting all of these cards falling out. Show us clearly, please. Anything else happening for Cancer? Anything else Cancer should be aware of? Okay, we get it. Walking away. Eight of Cups. There is definitely a situation that you are walking away from, releasing. And I really feel like, Cancer, for those of you who are connecting with this, there really was this situation, this relationship, this whole life that you had and either didn't work out or just kind of fell apart. And it feels like you were heartbroken for a while, Cancer. And it just wasn't what you thought it was. And I know that sounds really dismissive. It was definitely a necessary experience for your soul growth. And you were kind of in the valley here, in the shadow of this mountain. You couldn't see what else was in the horizon. But there are new horizons for you, Cancer. You're seeing new things. You're seeing things more clearly. You are definitely seeing things more clearly with the Sun. And there is this new beginning. There is a lot of joy and happiness and fun. I feel like you're just having fun again. And it's really weird, like, going back to this fox energy for a moment, Cancer. It's like some of you are literally just like, I don't even know how to describe this. Maybe you're trying acting or you're just pretending to be a new person, but there's actually something about this role that fits. And a very powerful way to manifest, which I actually think could be really effective for this group, is manifesting to a future self or an ideal self, and literally getting into the nitty-gritty of that version of you, and what their day looks like. How does that morning begin? You know, what are you eating? What are you doing to start off the day? What exercise are you doing? And really just manifesting in that way and kind of lining your life up with that life. Because it feels like there's a lot of light here. You're going to have to let me know in the comment section down below, like, what exactly this is about, what you are doing this month, because it feels like there's something about you, like, discovering a new part of yourself that you didn't know was there or was there all along, and reconnecting with that. Any other animal energy for Cancer? Wow, the cosmic egg, crown chakra energy, major spiritual awakenings, major revelations. And you know, sometimes the tower can represent our crown being blown open, a perspective shift that is happening. And again, I feel like there's a lot of synchronicities there this month. Really pay attention to synchronicities. And there's this perspective shift where things that once felt very heavy almost feel like funny. And that's really weird. Again, you have to let me know in the comment section down below, where it's like, you're almost looking back on your life and you're like, I can't believe that, you know, 10 years ago, I was in this place, or 5 years ago, or even a year ago, I really thought that this was the thing that I wanted, or that this was the relationship that was right for me, and I needed it so badly, and now I look back on it and it just doesn't connect anymore. And that's kind of what I'm getting with this energy. It's like the things that once were very painful for you have no power over you anymore. And you're reclaiming your power. And you're remembering who you really are. And it might not be what it seems, yet it's so obvious once you realize it, once you make the connection. And I think that's everything, Cancer. I hope that this was helpful. Definitely a very interesting reading. I'll be so curious to hear from all of you. Make sure to hit like and subscribe, and hit the bell notification so you're always up to date with what's in the cards for you. All of my links are in the description of this video, whether you're looking for a personal reading or a distance Reiki session. And I will see you all in the next video. Take care, Cancer, and have a happy and blessed June.